Traders, welcome to Simply Forex. How the devil are you? Hope you're all well. Hope you're having a lovely trading day. I always do that. I forget to turn the volume down of my other screen. Yeah, guys, hope you're well. Hope you're having a good trading day. I'm going to show you a trade that we took and we're out of, the Euro Swiss franc. We took that a little bit news-led, but we put ourselves in a good position for this trade before that. And nothing else is really shaping up, guys, other than that. Obviously, you know, New Zealand Swiss franc was a good trade off the back of that CPI data on the coming out of Switzerland. But other than that, guys, not a lot setting up. And why is there not a lot setting up? Well, if we go to the economic calendar, you can see pound, yeah, on the, my God, my drawing is getting worse. You can see pound, yeah, on the back of that news. You know, good data, really, guys, yeah. And this was only a little miss. So good data, that gave strength to the pound. And then there was this Swiss franc figure. You know, that's quite a big miss. That's a 0.4% lower than expected CPI. And that has just led to Swiss franc weakness. And then the euro, bit of a mixed bag here, really. So yeah, and that's been the story of the day, guys. So you can see this Swiss franc trade. If we drop down to the H1, you know, I've been in this trade since here. Okay, put my stop below here, but then I took profit, moved my stop up to here. So I was in a bit of a risk-free scenario, and I could just let this rip, and rip it did. So this was going to be my target, but instead, price come up to here, and I took, excuse me, guys, I closed the entire trade at 94.80. All right, so yeah, nice trade. Euro Swiss franc, and New Zealand Swiss franc was the same, obviously. Yeah, just on, you know, in this grey zone that we pinpointed. Yeah, price just shot up, and I really like it when news supports an entry level. You know, so New Zealand Swiss franc, you know, if we were getting in here, and then, you know, not only was it a good technical trade, but the data supported it as well. So that generally means it can really fly, yeah, because you've got technicals and fundamentals supporting your trade idea. And that's what we've seen with Euro Swiss franc. And this come up and hit target as well. But like I say, guys, I was in Euro Swiss franc. And in pound New Zealand, you know, pound has just had strength. Yeah, all day strength, again, because of the good news that come out. And now we're at a very interesting level with pound New Zealand dollar. All right, if we zoom in, yeah, if it holds this high, yeah, perhaps we get a candle that looks something like this, you know, still a big green candle. But you know, if we get a wick that looks something like this, then, you know, this could still potentially be a good sell trade because daily structure is still with us. But right now, guys, on pound New Zealand dollar, you know, nothing is telling us to sell that. You know, look at that. That is flying. So we'll see. You know, we'll just sort of wait until tell us what the daily candle tells us with pound New Zealand dollar. So there you go, guys. They're the trades that, you know, I was in, taking profit, and the trades that I'm looking at. But let's, without further ado, let's see who is in the house and say hello to a few people. So Luca Duca, I like your name. I might call myself Tommy Wommy. I don't know, being silly. Euro Swiss franc was a nice trade. Wellard. Yes, Wellard. Wellard was a dog out of EastEnders, a famous British UK soap. Rich Paul, hello Rich Paul, hello Scouts, VIP crew, hi Hamed, a wonderful eventide to you. Very nice, Hamed, I like this greeting. Brett, how are you, mate? Can we look at copper? Yes, Brett, we can look at that. Colin, how are you? Sifo, hello everyone. Daniel, how's it? Tom and everyone. We are good because we had a nice trade on Euro Swiss franc. Not that you care, guys. I also cooked, and I never cook. I cooked a nice vegetable curry. You know, I'm trying to eat less meat. I watched a documentary on Netflix, and I'm like, right, I'm going to eat less meat. Hence the vegetarian curry. And it was very healthy, but very bland. Yeah, if I'm honest. So there you go. You don't care about my vegetable curry. Good Offman, how are you? Good afternoon. So let's take a look at copper. Yeah, let's take a look at a currency pair or commodity in this case that we haven't done any analysis on. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. Let's not look at that one. That was a terrible choice. Let's have a look at the copper versus the US dollar. All right, let's do this. Yeah, because when we look at gold against the US dollar. When we look at silver, we look at silver against the US dollar. So let's do that with copper. Guys, you can hear I've got a slight tickly throat, sounding like Barry White. Let me have a drink. It's that vegetable curry, I think. Who else you got in? Greg, how are you, Greg? What's the documentary called? Was it called Game Changers? I think. Yeah, Game Changers. There was also this one that showed you these people who lived to over 100. There was a place called Osaka in Japan. There was this place in Italy where people lived well into their hundreds. And basically they were just eating well. And I, shouldn't have bothered watching the documentary. I knew that. No, it was interesting. But, sweet potato. Yeah, these Japanese guys were all eating sweet potato and living to 100. Who would have thunk it? Anyway, less sweet potato talk. Let's talk copper. Copper. Let's do this. Yeah, let's do this together. All right. Okay. So, okay. Why is this not going back too far? Okay, let's pick a different. Okay, this one. Let's pick this one. Copper. Now, what are we seeing? I am seeing. So this will be interesting, guys. Let's do a top-down approach on a totally new chart that I haven't analyzed before, and we'll go through it together. All right. Let me put in my support resistance levels. Yeah, this is what I'm seeing, guys. I'm only going to put in the most recent that, apply to current price. Probably do that. And that's about it on the weekly chart. All right, so that's what I'm seeing on the weekly chart in terms of support and resistance. It's clearly in a downtrend. Yeah, we were ranging and then bang, we've had a break. So potentially we're at a very nice level for a sell right now. Yeah, we are. Sorry, the vegetable curry is repeating on me. Too much information. So we've broken a range. Yeah, we've broken these lows. It was in a range, but we've broken these lows. So we're in a downtrend. All right. And this would be a target. Yeah, let's put a target in. I would probably make it this 360 psychological level. Yeah, I quite like trades on copper right now. That looks very enticing. But let's get more information. Let's drop down to the day chart. So on the weekly chart, it looked very enticing. And on the daily chart, this is still downtrending. All right. But a few more reservations now. Right. So this is in a downtrend. Right. Don't have to be Warren Buffett. But why do I have reservations now? And we know this is a very nice level potentially. Right. But there is a very bullish daily candle. All right. And this leads me to believe that this may want to retrace more. Okay. It might not, right? Price might start breaking down. But if you think about it, guys, yeah, if we started entering here, the big question is, has this market retraced enough? That is the $1 million question. On every trade I ever take, that is the $1 million question. That is the real special sauce, the magic. You need to understand, has it retraced enough? So what do we look for that, right? First and foremost, let's draw a fib level 2, okay? So I've been doing this with some of my mentorship guys, right? So really, if you want to retrace, really you want a retrace to the very minimum, this first fib level. Really. That's not to say price could shoot down from this price right now, back down to these lows. Quite easily it could do that. But really you want to aim for the first fib level, okay? Because then at least it's retraced enough, okay? So we can use the fib levels like that to confirm if it's retraced enough. Also, I'm looking at the moving average 20. Remember, the moving average 20 is the mean. Yeah, if you use Bollinger Bands, guys, the moving average 20 is the middle line. Yeah, and the Bollinger Band is 2 deviations either side of the mean. So price wants to keep retracing to the mean. So we also need to consider, does price want to come to this moving average 20? And if I put the fib levels back up now, my God, that was terrible. If I put the fib levels back up now, yeah, look, that this becomes quite a credible level. We've got the moving average 20 coming down. Perhaps price wants to come up to the moving average, to the fib level 0.5. Yeah, and then we can look for sells. So these are all the possibilities going through my head. And just looking at this chart as it is, with this bullish candle, this is telling me that it wants to retrace more. This candle might tell me a completely different story, but all I can do is base it on the candle from yesterday that has formed. This is telling me that price wants to retrace. Will it retrace to here, even here, here? We don't know. In fact, I'm going to put this level in through here. Okay, so you can see price has reacted through here before. Okay, yeah, so this is also a consideration. So bearing that in mind, guys, yeah, I'm going to see what price does on the lower time frames. Okay, so we've got a good trade idea to sell copper. We're not sure if it's retraced enough. So let's look at the H4 now to perhaps give us some more clues, right? Let's drop down to the H4. As with the daily candle, this is also telling us that price potentially wants to move up. Yeah, we're in a H4 uptrend. Price might retrace back to this high here, this moving average 20, and then we get a push higher. That's what the H4 is telling me. So the daily candle and H4 are telling me price wants to move higher. H4 structure, daily bullish candle is telling me that, and we're above the moving average 20. All right. So, yeah, that's what it's telling me. Let's now look at the H1. And yeah, and just look at this move, guys. Yeah, look at that move. There's definitely a retrace on here. Yeah. So all I'm going to do, guys, is go back to that day chart. So H4 is telling me uptrend, wants to go higher. H1, just look at this move up. Yeah, that's telling me potentially it wants to go higher as well. So bearing that in mind, what I will do is find zones on the daily chart. I'm not willing to sell this right now. I'm not willing. We know this is a good level, but I'm not willing to sell in this gray zone as we stand because it hasn't retraced enough and nothing is telling us to take this lower. All right. There will be lots of traders out there that see this gray zone and will be selling from here. And I think that would be a mistake. Yeah, nothing's telling us to do that. All right. So, you know, just find areas that you think price could retrace to. All right. Let's look on the H4. Okay, so let's find some areas through here. So potentially, we're going to put these grey zones in and see how they match up on the day chart. Right, there's an area through there. There's also an area through here. All right, so we've got a couple of interesting areas here now on the H4. All right, because remember, the day chart and the weekly chart is telling us to sell. Right, so we want to sell. We're just not sure where from. Now, I've put a couple of grey zones in according to the H4. Now, again, let's put the fib levels in as well, right? Let's try and marry a few of these things up. So this level would make sense, yeah? We've got a potential resistance level here, plus a not a moving average 20, plus a fib level. Okay, so we've got resistance and a fib level. If we saw structure breakdown on the lower time frames, this could be an option, right? If it doesn't, if lower time frame structure doesn't break down and it continues up to here, this is also a nice level. We've got the 0.5 fib. We've also got the moving average 20 here, and we've got a H4 resistance level. Yeah, but again, I'm looking for the same thing. Once price gets up to here, I'm looking for, this is the day chart, but on the H1 or H4, but at the very least H1, I'm just looking for a structure breakdown. Yeah, we start getting lower lows, we can enter. Or price could quite easily come all the way back up to here. Yeah, and again, we've got a nice grey zone, support and resistance zone, with a fib level. So every one of these have good reason to sell. And all I do is combine that with a structure breakdown on the lower time frames. If I get all of that confluence, I would sell copper. So there you go, guys. That's exactly what I would look for and how I would trade copper. Yeah, and that's how you trade a retracement, guys. You don't know where it's going to retrace to, but you have to have some ideas on the chart and then look for that breakdown in structure. If you get that combined, chances are you've got a good trade on your hands. All right. Hope that helps. Okay, so what's the documentary called, Tom? Yeah, I think it was called Game Changers. Cop Prod, how the devil are you? Haven't seen you for a while. Happy days, mate. Good to be here. Good to have you. David Cow, good evening. Luca Duca, the Tommy Wommy Curry. There you go. Yeah, let's patent that idea and get that on the shelves in Sainsbury's and Tesco's. Whew, make a fortune that. Okay, yeah, afternoon, you're welcome, Brett. And guys, if you enjoy my analysis and these live streams help you, then please come join the channel, guys. Yeah, subscribe to the channel right now. Also, smash the like button because it really helps support the vid. So while you subscribe and smash the like button, I'm going to have a drink. So, okay, so Greg, me and Greg done a mentorship program earlier on, right? And Greg saying, can you explain candles closing inside another candle? So this is something we spoke about earlier. So let's take a look at that. And what was the example we were looking at? We was looking at Aussie dollar, US dollar. Okay, so this is the day chart. Okay, I was also looking at Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. Right, let's drag this across. So this was an example, right? This is a bullish candle at a weekly level. Okay, so if we look at the weekly chart on Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar, right, we've got Yeah, we've got potentially room to the upside. Not that I would take this as a buy trade because of the day chart. We're in a downtrend. Okay, but look, we've got this candle here, right? Let's just, for argument's sake, we wanted to buy this. Okay, I would be reluctant to buy it because this candle has not broken this last high of this daily candle. Okay, and then if we go on again, this candle on the day chart hasn't broke this high, so they're closing back within one another. So that tells us that sellers are still present here. All right, and you know, we cannot look for buys there. All right, let's try and find an example with trend. Yeah, this is a good example, right? So we, at this point here, we're in an uptrend, right? Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar, we're in an uptrend, okay? You don't have to be Warren Buffett, right? But look at this last high, yeah? This candle closes back below this last high, and this high closes back below this high. Yeah, so that tells me there's going to be a retracement of some kind. Yeah, because buyers are not pushing it past daily highs. It retraces, you know, and then we get this candle. Okay, you know, this candle makes more sense. Yeah, because it's broken all of these last daily highs. Yeah, bang, we've broken it, we can take it higher. You would have had a nice, I know this is a very bearish daily candle, but you would have had a nice trade on this candle. Okay. You know, another thing here, like we're you know, we're in an uptrend, but look at this, all these candles, they don't break. Yeah, they all close back with you know, below the last wick. Sure enough, we get a retracement. Okay. It's not until, you know, we get this candle, and just check that breaks. Not sure if that does break that, but this body perhaps breaks that candle's high, only just. Yeah, and we get a good reaction. Yeah, this here, you know, it doesn't break this high. Yeah, and therefore we get a retracement. Yeah, I'm not saying we can't trade this retracement, but that's what those highs closing back below one another is telling me. Sellers are not letting this go higher. Yeah, it's not ready. Once it comes down to here, it's ready. Yeah, but you know, sellers are like, okay, buyers can take over now. All right. If you pick any pair, yeah, again here, you know, just, you know, we're in an uptrend, right? This high never breaks. This closes below it, this closes below it, this closes below it, this closes below this high. It's not until this candle that we see a continuation of trend. All right, so must be aware of that. Okay, we, you know, for momentum, we want to see in an uptrend, we want to see a break of the last daily high. And for a downtrend, we want to see a break of the last daily low. Okay, and then we get momentum. Okay, so yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, Greg. So I hope that just helps clarify what we were talking about. And yeah, you can see it here. So on a downtrend, let's say this, you know, the low, it breaks it. Yeah, it carries on. Okay, this candle breaks this low, it carries on. Yeah, this candle breaks this low, it carries on. Yeah, this candle doesn't break this low. Yeah, and then look, we start to see buyers. Yeah, it still carries on eventually, but remember, we're intraday traders. This is useful information to have. Yeah, and it's not until we start breaking lows again that we can continue. All right, so keep an eye out for that, guys, when you look at the daily chart and the daily candles. Yeah, hope that helps. Tom, who taught you how to trade? So myself, really. So when I first started out, guys, all this information online wasn't so abundant. Like you can go online now, and people like myself and other people, there's lots of information to trade, whereas there was less of it when I started trading. But I just sort of read things online, how to understand structure, how to understand price action. Got caught up with a load of bloody indicators I didn't need. I wish I had scrapped those years. But really taught myself. And then eventually I also got involved with some traders in Dubai and was part of their learning circle and learned lots there as well. So some guys there really taught me some good lessons on how to trade. But really, I just got my head down and really focused on understanding price action and wherever I could get that information from, and mainly it was online and just reading things, but it was far less abundant than it is now. And just really, when it all really clicked, guys, is just understanding price action, and you know how simplistically I look at the charts. That's my strength, really, and that helps me read the charts. But myself, really, and then bits and pieces of different traders I've met over the years, people I traded with on a trading room floor, but predominantly I trusted in myself and understanding. This is going to sound a little bit strange, but I was always good at chess, right? I've won tournaments for chess when I was a youngster, just showing off now. Just wanted to, get that in there. But I did, and I was very good at chess, and I treat trading a bit like chess. You need to think several, you need to, it's very strategic, and it's very reading what's in front of you and using what is in front of you to predict what's going to happen next. And I always had faith in myself that I could do that. Yeah, and it took lots of, expensive mistakes and years of learning, but we eventually got there. So I just trusted in the fact that, everything I need to know was in price action and all the things I tell you guys, and just focused on that and really understanding that, and taught myself predominantly. When I did get on, when I was at part of a trading floor, I mixed with other traders and we were discussing ideas. Sometimes it became a bit detrimental to me, because I would have a firm belief of what I think I should be learning. And then this successful trader would come along and say, oh, I've introduced this indicator. And then, as you're learning, you can be easily swayed by, oh, I've got this amazing indicator. And I remember it specifically, it was Ichimoku. And he's like, oh, Tom, my win rate's brilliant and all that. And then I got swayed by that and looked at this indicator. I went through a spell of looking through many indicators. And then, things can steer you away from your goal. You've got to be careful what you do listen to. And, some of it was detrimental. And I started looking at this Ichimoku indicator, and then I added another indicator. But really, guys, just, all the facts you need are in these charts. And all that I, you know, prattle on about every day. Market structure trend, you know, patterns, support and resistance, candlesticks, this concept of value, you know, getting in the best price you can, which basically means a retrace. And this top-down approach, because this top-down approach gives me all the information I need to make the most informed decision I can. You know, and I don't need anything else than that. Neither do you guys. You know, unless you're trading you know, like an algo trader, you need indicators, or you're trading a very mechanical system when this moving average crosses this moving average, or when the MACD does this and all that, you know, and that's fine also. But you're not really going to learn trading and reading the story of the charts unless you really get into price action. And, you know, that's what I preach, if you like, on this channel, guys. You know, everything you need to know is built on that price action, and that's, you know, market structure, trends, support, resistance, candlesticks, multiple time frame analysis. Yes, so there you go, Aya. I hope that helped answer your question. So scalps can't even consider buys on Aussie dollar CAD unless you get a daily break at the minimum. Yes, exactly. I totally agree with that. Right, let's have a look at US dollar yen. Luka Duka, best name. US dollar Japanese yen, 2 overbought. And Andres is a member. So let me take his questions first, guys. And let me just remind you of a few things, guys. So Andres is a member, guys. You can become a Simply Forex YouTube member and show your support for the channel. There's loads of perks for doing so. One such thing is I will prioritize your questions in the live stream. So I'll take your question now. But while we're at it, guys, also check out, we've got our free trading community. Yeah, like-minded traders sharing ideas, experiences, trade ideas. So come join that, guys. Join our free Discord. We've also got the VIP Discord where I give you my trade signals. You have access to so many tutorials to help you trade. If you do it for that alone, join the VIP. And you get access to me, guys. Also, if you would like to be coached one-on-one with myself, drop us an email and we'll send you the details of the mentorship program. And like I said, guys, like Andres has done, you can become a member, Simply Forex YouTube member. Right, at what point will you trade after the news? All right, so it's a good question. So really, I'm going to give the news an hour or two. Yeah, it depends if I have a setup. Yeah, so I'm not going to trade during the news. And if I do, I've done a tutorial on how I, you know, move my stop loss up and tighten the trade up, you know, because sometimes you find yourself in a trade for a couple of days and then news comes out. It can't be helped. And I've done a tutorial on that in the VIP Discord. But generally speaking, after the news, yeah, 1 or 2 hours, and then I'm happy. But it depends on, again, all of those things that I spoke about: market structure, support and resistance levels, candlesticks. You know, do I still have a trade on the back of that news? And if I do, then yeah, I'll take it. An hour or two, whenever I get the setup after the news. But yeah, generally at least an hour I will give it. I like this one, Hamid. Nobody ever won a chess game by resigning. No, they did not. I wish I'd resigned from a few jobs in the past. But no, chess, beautiful game, chess. Yeah, if you want to play one time, guys, we can. Right, what else are we looking at? US dollar yen, Luka Duka, the best name in trading. Let's have a look at US dollar yen. Is it too overbought? For me, it's not a case of too overbought. It's a case of we're at resistance. So if we look at this weekly level, guys, it's just at resistance. Yeah, this level has proven to be good resistance. it probably has more room to move into because, you know, look at this, look at these bullish candles. This is telling us the price could go further into this grey zone. Yeah. So really I would look for buys, but I don't want to push my luck in this grey zone because this is a selling zone. Yeah, I really like this 150 level. This is such a big psychological level. Okay, and weekly chart is not overbought at all. Look at the moving average 20. Yeah, it's very close to the moving average 20. Not overbought at all. If we look at the day chart, not overbought either. Yeah, I use the moving average 20 to indicate if something's very overbought or oversold, and this is very close to the moving average 20. So it's not overbought for me. That's not the problem here. The problem here is this is weekly resistance. Okay. But if you said, Tom, you have to trade US dollar yen, otherwise we will, throw you off a tall building, then I would buy US dollar yen. Yeah, we're clearly, this is still in an uptrend because these lows never broke. Look at these wicks. Yeah, and we are still in an uptrend. Yeah, so I would buy US dollar yen, like I say, up to this 150 level. Today's probably not the day. There's a lot of indecision. Yeah, we're seeing doji. This is not inspiring me to do anything with US dollar yen at the moment. But if we drop down to the H4, did we get a break? And these last highs are holding on US dollar yen. So what we might find is, we've got this daily buying pressure. I know this is the H4, but this is, you have daily buyers, but you're at a weekly resistance level. So you might end up having a bit of a choppy market, a bit of a sideways market, because you've got these two conflicting buyers and sellers. So we'll see. That's, if we go back to the day chart, that's what's perhaps led to, a bit of indecision so far. But like I said, guys, if I had to trade it, I'd buy US dollar yen. But I don't have to trade it, so I won't. Yeah, it's not a trade for me at the moment. Right, what else are we looking at? Okay, so thanks, Tony. Share some new light on that for me. You're welcome, Luca Duca. Right, we've got a few questions here, guys, but we can probably only take one or two more. Kim Chong, right, you were first. Pound US dollar. Let's do this for you. Pound US dollar. So without even looking at pound US dollar, we've had a break on the H4 out of a box of indecision, right? Pound US dollar is a very, 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 very interesting one, right? Right, just a quick survey. Everyone, right now, yeah, if I said to you, what would you do with pound US dollar on that weekly chart? Would you buy it, sell it, or stay out? So everyone right now, guys, only the weekly chart. Please leave a comment. Yeah, would you buy, sell, or stay out of pound US dollar right now? Yeah, you would. Brett, buy. Rich Paul, buy. Godwin, buy. Aya, buy. David Cow, stay out. Okay. You would buy that. Buy. Sifo, buy. This is Jack, buy. Yeah, this is a buy. Right? It is. Yeah. You're clearly in an uptrend. Right? Prices retraced to this last low here. We've had a humongous bounce off that level. The moving average 20 is coming round nicely. And this candle closed back into this area of support here, you would buy that up to there. Yeah, that is a buy all day long. Now, look at the day chart, right? Ignore this candle, okay? Because this is what we base the information on, right? Yeah, because that was news led. Now look at pound US dollar day chart. Would you buy, sell, or stay out of this? So same question, guys, but the daily chart. Would you buy, sell, or stay out? Leave your idea in the comments. Yeah. Yes, I agree. I agree. Okay, Louis, stay out. Godwin, stay out. Stay out. Okay, all right. I thought we'd see more sells, but okay. Sell, stay out. All right, so a slightly mixed bag. So the weekly chart, everyone was like buy, right? The daily chart is now stay out or sell. But if you look at market structure, I would sell that, right? We was in, a range, and then bang, downtrend. We was in a massive box of indecision, if you like, for a very long time. And then when price breaks out of that, we're looking to sell it, right? It's retraced to a very nice level. Yeah, here. We know this is what was once support. Even these candles in here, what was once support becomes good resistance. Admittedly, we've got a lot of indecision with these candles, but this is a beautiful selling level. Yeah, it is. You've even got the moving average 20 coming round. It is a beautiful selling level. So weekly is a buy for me all day, and daily is a sell for me. So too much contradiction, and that's the problem with most of the US dollar pairs. Yeah, I want to buy the weekly or sell the weekly, and I want to do the opposite on the daily. Becomes a little bit untradeable. I know today on the back of news, we have had a bullish reaction. What will be very interesting is to see how this candle finishes, right? If we sort of get a bullish candle that breaks out of this gray zone and this, this bit of indecision here, chances are we can make it back up to these highs, right? However, we're at the moving average 20, yeah? If we get a nice big wick, yeah, something that looks like this, yeah, still a green candle, but we get a big wick, price closes back into these highs, then potentially you've got a good sell trade on your hands. So it'll be really interesting to see what this daily candle does, and we'll keep an eye on this. Remind me tomorrow, in tomorrow's live stream, say, Tom, let's look at this candle, because it'll be interesting. So for me, for all of those reasons, pound US dollar is a little bit untradeable at the moment. Yeah. Guys, if you enjoy my analysis, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please come join us, and also smash that like button. And if you haven't already, guys, come join our trading community. Come join our free Discord channel. You will love it in there. All right, guys, and on that note, we're going to call it a day. Thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for all of your questions, guys. We can't do it without you. And I look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow.